Cube World Alpha, a fun voxel-based RPG that has endless level grinding, exploring, and gear hunting. However, once you get a high-level character with all yellow gear, that's it, right? Well, what if I told you there's actually a rarity higher than yellow, and that it's actually possible to obtain these without editing your save file? Today, I will be going over what red items are, why they exist, how you can find them yourself, and also a community effort I'm trying to spark to hunt more of these red items. Also, not all of this is facts and some of it's just me making assumptions, so I apologize if I end up saying anything incorrect. So first, what are red items? Why do they exist? Well, to put it simply, red items are a placeholder rarity while you add it into the game in case you wanted to add higher rarities later into development. An item's rarity is determined by an integer value of 0 through 127, with the higher the value being the higher the stats of the item. Normally in game, you can only obtain the rarity values of 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, these being white, green, blue, purple, and yellow rarities respectively. However, what happens if the rarity value is changed to something higher than 4, like 5 for example? Well, this is where the red rarity comes into play. The game is set to where anything above rarity 4 is colored red, whether it's rarity 5 or rarity 127. Also, the stats do keep increasing with rarity, so you can make some crazy items, including this lamp that's brighter than the sun. Now that you understand a bit more about what the rarity is, we need to talk about how dungeons in Cube World work. Well, here's where I'm going to have to make some assumptions. In the game, each dungeon has a level and a difficulty that is separate from each other. The level determines what the power level of the weapons that will drop, and the difficulty determines the rarity of the items. The level of a dungeon can be figured out by either checking the color of the dungeon, white being under your level, blue being on level, and red being above your level, or by killing some enemies and seeing what power items they drop. However, difficulty is a bit easier to see. If you've ever noticed, some dungeons have like +1 or +2, and this is what the difficulty is, +0 being the easiest and not normally visible, and +4 being the highest. A +4 dungeon will have enemies that are able to drop legendary items. Well, how is all this information relevant? Great question. There's one final piece that explains why it's possible to get these items. Certain enemies in dungeons are able to give rarities that are +1 higher than the difficulty of the dungeon. This is from boss drops and chests. However, Wally being the good developer he is accounted for this, and these are capped at legendary items anyway. Despite this, there's one thing he forgot about. Recipes. If you get incredibly lucky in a +4 dungeon, a chest may spawn with a recipe that now has a +1 rarity, allowing for a rarity 5 item to drop legitimately in game. These display as red and are craftable just using normal materials. They don't require any special gems or anything. Plus, they have way better stats than normal yellow weapons. Now that you hopefully understand them, how can you get your hands on one of these items? Well, it's actually pretty easy, as dungeon chest drops are fixed, so loading the same seed that people have found one of these items on will always spawn one. I will leave a link to a spreadsheet in the description that has all the red seeds and locations known about as of releasing this video. If you don't feel like clicking the spreadsheet and you want a quick way to get your hands on one of these, just go to the seed 2124, head to town, and head directly east. When you get to Arusal Castle, just go through the dungeon and the second chest will drop you a +91 red bow. The last thing I want to talk about is the community effort I'm trying to start to search for more of these items. I myself have actually managed to find one with a lot of searching, and I was hoping to spark others to do the same. I'll leave a link to a Discord where we can discuss and share red items we find as we search for them. No one is inclined to help, but if you need something to keep yourself occupied as you climb to higher and higher levels, this can be a good option. Lastly, I'll be streaming my red item search on Twitch a few times a week, so if that interests you, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/a2live. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this and you want to see more Cube World content, let me know in the comments and subscribe.